Power 105.1, home of the Breakfast Club. We are in the building with my guy, OG in the game. I know Chris for so long. Chris Gotti is here.
Oh, man, thank you for having me.
Welcome. Not only do I know Chris, but Chris's whole family.
Yes.
Of course, everybody knows Irv.
Angie's family.
You know, if you're just tuning in and you're just listening to your voice and don't see your face, you know that you and your brother sound almost identical.
You know, we just did a launch, and he was like, let's make sure he got introduced as my little brother. I make jokes. Because when we was younger, it was like, that's Chris's brother. And then we got older, and he got more famous. It became, that's Irv's brother. But that's all. I love it. It's all good. So,
what's the difference?
It's 8 of us.
And what's the age difference between you and Irv?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
So how involved were you back in the day with what he was he was doing
with Irv?
It's weird because I know you guys on the social level and I know some of the things, but in the inner workings of how everything.
You know, it's funny. Irv had a vision to be in this music business, and as an older brother, I just wanted to fulfill. And
you didn't help at all?
Of course, I helped.
Yeah. So what did you do?
In every step of the way, I built out and helped him with every facet of the music business. I helped him from money, support financially. I bought me equipment, records, whatever it took from that standpoint, got him shows, helped him out. Remember, he started as a DJ.
Right.
The problem was
he was Mike Geronimo and even Jay-Z's DJ, right?
That's right. And but the problem was we didn't make money back then.
So how was you getting all that money? How were you?
Well, I went and started another business. I started a very successful construction company with me and my sister, Tina, who's also partners with me in Adventures. And we just took that business and helped Irv. But once he got into with Mike Geronimo, we helped him with the video and pressing of the records, the actually marketing of it, which was video jukebox. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes, I do.
Video, $2.99.
So you were calling all day ordering those videos.
We're the reason 900 numbers stopped being accepted from corporate America, because we had every friend that we could think of order it after you seen Biggie Smalls video or Mary J. Blige, because we knew everyone was watching. So we said, when you see that number come up for those videos, order it. And then we just had people ordering all day, but we did it. And then we got in big trouble.
This is a family full of hustlers, by the way. Clear. Whether it's the construction business, the music business, Chris manages like fighters and golf players
and poker players.
And poker players. He manages Phil Ivey, who is like the world's. What is Phil Ivey? He's the world's greatest poker player. What is he?
He's looked at as the world's greatest poker player. They call him the Tiger Woods of poker. But the reality, he's like just probably the biggest gambler in the world. He just gambles. He's a gambler, a professional gambler.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we were in Vegas.
I did an ESPN magazine story on him with 360, which was pretty cool and interesting.
I would love to interview Phil. So Chris is involved in many different things, many different projects, and now he has Adventures, which is his new venture.
Yes. It's my new music platform.
And why this is interesting to us is that we get this all the time from people. How do I get in the game? How do I get started? Here's a unique place, a unique way. So tell them what it is. Tell them how it works.
Oh man, so I'm a digital distribution platform with all the amenities of what a traditional record label could do for you. I get all the services that you get. You know, the more I get into it, it's so intertwined of how detailed the music business really is. And artists don't understand that. So I'm taking it from an executive standpoint and really empowering all these independents with an executive backing to show you how to monetize your business, own your business. I don't own anything. You own everything. And how to actually build out your music business.
So so what do people have to do? They have to pay?
You go to my website, adventuremusic.com, and you sign up. And then once you sign up, you are able to get all these services that I have in my platform. Because you own the business, you're paying for it. From marketing, promoting, from making, mixing and mastering. Any service you think you need, we can figure out how to get that for you. And I vet out all of the service providers to make sure that they're qualified to do this. And it's just, again, with the shrinking of the record labels and all the businesses that they went through and all the downsizing they went in, they started letting go all these, extremely talented people in all these areas because they didn't want to pay for them. They said, you go start your own business and we'll outsource it. And once they did that, they cannibalized the business, and now I could scoop them up, cut a deal.
So wait, so they cut you
and utilize it.
So they pay to be part of it, right?
Yeah, it's a $300 sign up, one-time fee. So again, I try to educate.
And what do they get? And what do they get when they do that?
What they get is the access to actually hear information from me, and they get all of ability to use all these relationships of my 30-year music career that I've assembled under this platform. If you're not a member, you can't use my services.
How long you been running?
We're in 9 months now.
Okay. And how many artists you have?
I'm probably about 340, 350 signed artists right now.
Wow. And then who do you think has benefited the most so far?
So Boogie Bird came to me with under 1,000 followers on his social media. He's from DC. No following, no records.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, bought a service of the radio service. Again, non-traditional, because I have to do it where they could afford it. He spent a total of $900. He's now on the Billboard charts in the top 200 artists, up and coming. He has sales of this record, and now he's over, I believe, 14,000 followers, because I built the artist community inside of the platform also. So that's something else you inherit. Every artist that's on Adventure Music inherits this artist community where we get a lot of artists interacting. So you're getting your followers, these followers, all commingling, and then now your numbers go up.
Right.
So he went from less than 1,000 over, let's just say over 10,000. That's a nice growth. I know that that's not a number where these artists on the street are a major artist, but this is part of, you have to build your.
You got to build, right, right,
right. Build. No one. Jay-Z called me when he seen and heard about this thing. First thing he did was say, how can you bring it over the title? But the reason he wanted it was because what I'm doing, he's seen the value for these independent artists with, again, social media numbers. So when you do the aggregate, okay, I'm over almost 5 million people right now. And again, the more people sign up, that aggregate number just goes up.
This is very confusing,
just
Chris.
Goes up. It's very confusing.
Is anybody else confused? I'm confused about the music business.
It's great.
Too, so
the music business is exactly confusing.
But that's why
I have to give it to you one step at a time.
Baby food. Give me some baby food.
One step at a time.
All right. Well, all you have to do is make it really strongly work for a handful of artists, and then we understand.
See, everyone wants that.
Yeah.
And my business model isn't, again.
You're not trying to build Drake?
No artist. Of course I want. Of course. But the reality is, how many Drakes are there?
Yeah.
How many Jays are there? You understand? So if Universal that spent millions and millions of dollars every year can't find these artists on a regular, why would I be able to do it? Or why have you be able to do it as an independent? Like I said, I give it to you straight.
Mm-hmm.
You like it, I love it. Let's go. But it's the artist's job.
But you can find maybe like a Troy Ave.
Of course.
Or you can find somebody
when you
who's
say that, you're
still
thinking from old philosophies, and you got to change your thinking. Yes, you're thinking of a record label. You tell me what record label, since you don't understand what I'm saying.
I do, kind of. It's
so
just
let me
confusing.
go to this. Hold on. Let me go to this. You tell me what record label has broken an artist without that artist already breaking itself in the last 5 years. Give me one artist.
No, I agree. I can't think of anybody.
Okay, so
but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should
why.
make a Troy Ave, but I'm just saying somebody who with that.
Troy Ave made itself.
This Troy Ave made itself.
Okay, he is my ideal independent guy.
But if Troy Ave,
Troy,
what up? And Troy works his
butt off. I brought him in before anyone seen Troy.
Really?
To come with my producers that I was dealing with at the time, and I told Troy I seen something in you, and you could ask him. I said I seen something in you. I said, let's work. He didn't come and do it, but we stayed in contact. We talked about deals, positioning things. And you talk to him, Hovain, they'll explain to you where I was at with them from the very beginning with them. But again, you could bring the horse to water. You can't make him drink.
Right.
And I'm all for any independent artist like a Troy Ave. He's absolutely what I'm saying. You could do it. So now he was fortunate enough to find his niche and way with consistently working quality music. Again, artists, if he doesn't make quality music, no one knows Troy Ave. Don't get it mixed up. That is what music is all about. You have to have a record that transcends from each person and make them move. You got to move the people with your music. That's not my job. That is not my job. That is an artist's job.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where all these independent artists, they have it so confused because they think I signed a Universal and I'm on. Your life just changed to the hardest part of your life now. You better be ready to go.
Yeah.
And again, that's old in Universal. Today, they don't look for you until you are moving.
Yeah.
Then they say, we'll come in, we'll give you something, and we'll take the rest. And they're going to take everything from you. You know, and I could name names, but I don't want to do that in this.
You
this
should.
This is not this platform.
This
is not this platform. I don't. And again, I wish everyone the best. Again, and everyone makes decisions based on their economic standings and where they are in their life. Wow. And I get it, but owning it. There's a reason labels pay you for the ownership of that intellectual property, which is the records you make.
Because that's where the value is.
And that's where the money is.
Yeah.
It's actually why the lights are still on when they're not selling records. I cannot wait for 2015 numbers of the music industry to come out to show the world why it's almost non-existent.
What is your goal for this company, and like where do you see it in like 10 years?
Oh, man.
Or 5?
You know, I'm a 5-year plan.
All right, give me 5.
Man.
Because I'm sure you have a big goal, like a big vision.
A big vision. This will be the new blueprint for record business. Period. Universal, Warner Brothers, Sony, all they have is catalog. That's all they have, and that's what they keep their lights on. They will not have new existing artists. Because the artists, once I keep educating, they will not want to go out there and deal with that rape and pillage. Once you understand everything in this business, that's why I said it's very intricate. So you telling me it's confusing. Imagine an independent artist that never been in the business and doesn't understand anything. They have no chance in hell.
But the good news is the gamble here is that even if you make mistakes or buy something that doesn't work out for you, you still own all your stuff. It's not like you're...
When you say, the artist.
The artist, yeah. Like I'm saying, the artist signs to deal with a label is a bad deal. It's a bad deal, and you don't have your stuff.
Yes.
And you're kind of owned by somebody.
Yes.
If this didn't work out for somebody, at least
I tie you up to nothing.
You tied up to nothing, right?
When you come here, you could start today, sign, and leave tomorrow. I don't own anything you could move. I only own the right to distribute anything you give me once you sign. So if you give me a record, you give me an album, I own the right to distribute that. That's what I took. That's basically what I took. That is part of what I took. Aside from my percentages from the service providers, that is what I took.
How do people learn more, and how do they sign up?
Oh, they can learn more. Just go into the site. We have tutorial videos that's on the site.
That's good.
And the site, again, it's education. I have to educate to empower these artists so they know why to do this or why not to do something else.
Okay.
But they go right to the site.
Give them the site.
ADD Ventures, VENTURES music.com. And that's what you do. You go right there, and everything is on the site for you to understand.
Did Irv go in? I'm surprised Irv didn't go in on this.
He just did a big speech. He wasn't there for the launch. Oh my God!
I know. I'm sorry.
He did a huge speech, and the speech he did was very passionate, and he let everyone know he's my little brother, and anything that I'm doing, or vice versa, he's there. And that's what it is. He's doing television and movies right now. I'm doing television and movies.
Right.
It's just what it is.
It's a family business.
Absolutely, in every sense of the imagination. So just because he's over there building and I'm over here building, that doesn't mean we're not together. We are absolutely together.
Irv is like really plotting in that whole world right now. Man. I see his little setups that are happening.
2017. Again, it takes time. The difference between music and movies is you can come up with a great record tonight. We could hear it tomorrow. You have a great movie tonight. You got to wait. You got to put everything together. It takes time. And so 17, he'll be, because we have great relationships out there with Paramount Pictures, Sony Pictures, Endemol. So we got television and movies covered with great relationships.
The Gotti brothers.
Yeah.
You know, one of our trending topics. You want to talk about some other?
I like to talk.
So today in trending topics, because I do trending topics every day. Today, this 50 Cent Meek Mill thing was a very big.
If I told you I don't watch the internet or nothing, it's funny. Someone texted me, said, "Stay out of it," and I'm like, "What is this?"
Why? Because they knew you were coming here.
No, I guess they just because in general. And I think Meek Mill said something about Irv with 50.
Oh, he did
in a record. I think so. Someone told me he said something in a record with Irv with 50, and I don't know. But, that's so old and tired for me. It's like, so honestly, for me, it doesn't even make sense. And every time I look at 50, he made great business decisions. Again, I tell it straight, good with the bad. Again, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, he only knows one thing. He starts the trouble to get his attention. That's how he made his career. And you look at executives, they're all the same. If that's what they did to build their career in the executive side, they stick with their formula. He's sticking with his formula.
The only reason of me bringing it up, which I thought would be interesting, your take on it, is because you guys went through everything you went through in that kind of situation. And, this is going to prove to be challenging for Meek. Because,
Meek has a lot of challenges, and I like Meek.
Me too. Meek. I like him too, but he's got a lot of challenges. And,
social media is something else.
And 50, it was different when when y'all were going against Fifth in that time. Now with social media, the game is it's like
if I gave you what we went through, it would be real. Because again, I went out, no one could stop me. I went out everywhere, and everywhere I went, I promise you, like it was G Unit. Everywhere I walked into, all I heard was their call. It was everywhere, and it was like, oh man. But what I ended up doing is I don't know, maybe I'm different. I just talk to those dudes doing it. If they're with that, I said, I'm right here. I'm Murder Inc. You're never going to get me to say anything else. So it was real. And most of those people that did do those trying to antagonize, they was fans. They're just fans.
They're just engaging and entertaining.
When you get down to the bottom line, but when you tell them, when I stood there in front of them and told them, I'm not playing. If you want to go there, we could go there. They all sent me bottles. I swear to God, there was so many bottles. It was like, you're right. They understood.
Right.
And I really feel that's part of the reason I'm still here to this day. Me and my brother, because we went out. If that was such a tidal wave, and mind you, it wasn't just 50. You had Jimmy, you had Eminem, right. you had Dr. We're in the universal system. How can I get anything done?
Right.
And Jimmy Iovine is over there. Then you had Leo, who basically jumped sides. Because probably it's internal. It's
right.
This is things no one ever talked about in this capacity. And I choose really not to, but you brought it, so I will talk.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he had an incredible machine. And then add in the biggest equation of it all, and that's the government. I was dealing with something that I don't wish on nobody.
Yeah.
And that was, you couldn't do anything. Your lawyers was like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Like, we're facing 20 years. Like, you couldn't do anything because it was going to get held against you.
Yeah.
And it was
It was like a perfect storm. I was just going to say that it was the perfect storm.
And when you, in hindsight, and you look back, it was the perfect storm. He did a great job with making music because, again, without records, you independent artists, it means
he had records.
nothing.
He had records.
Yeah. He had records. And believe me, I used to be in the club dancing to the records. And people would ask me, what are you doing? I'm like, man, this is hot.
You couldn't even front on
But
it.
at the end of the day, it is what it is. I tell everyone, I don't know the guy to have even any beef with him.
Right.
But if my brother has a problem, Ja Rule, meaning my brother Ja Rule.
Right.
Then I had a problem. And it was that simple. But at the end of the day, it's so dated and old.
So dated. But looking back, do you think there was any mistakes that you guys made?
It's hard to say that, right? Here's why. Everyone asks me, that's a very frequently asked question.
I bet.
To Chris Gotti is, would you change anything or did you make any mistakes? There's, again, in what capacity, before I answer that? When you're talking about in
anything,
what capacity?
sometimes you think back, like, if I would have just went left, then the whole thing would have went right.
I can never say that I would want to change anything. Reason being, I tried to help everybody. So Preem is a big part of this equation.
Yeah.
Everyone asked me, "Why would you not stand next to this guy or this?"
Well,
I could never change something that was right, because then it's like you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And that's how I feel. Everything I was doing and Irv was doing, we was trying to help. Again, even with 50, he started just slandering Rule. It's hip hop though. That's part of the culture.
Right.
And he started slandering Rule, raps, and everything. That's hip hop. Then it got more physical maybe, but at the end of the day, that is hip hop too. I am hip hop. This is my culture. And I play by the code. Maybe everyone didn't play by the code, but that's not me. I did it right.
You play by the code?
I don't talk to nobody. I deal with everything myself like that. I play by the code. And Irv is my brother. He plays by the code. And there was things that they could have did from an executive standpoint, business-wise, that could have been different. But again, it's water under the bridge.
Yeah.
I wish everybody the best.
I just wonder where you, with all that history, when you see something like now, when you say like 50 and Meek, or even Drake and Meek, I think 50 and Meek more so.
Sure.
Do you have a perspective on that? Do you have some, like, if you were to consult Meek, let's say.
Listen, if
you were to consult
Meek,
Meek.
50 is old, man. It's old. One of the things that Diddy does the best. He reinvents himself. And that's the same thing I would have told 50. I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? You better than that. That's what I'll tell him. You better than that. Look at all the things you've done. Why are you still dealing with petty? Like, you better than that.
I think he enjoys it to an extent.
It's all right.
It's like a sport. Older. It's like a sport.
Again, you know, listen to me. He was the biggest artist in New York at a time that couldn't enjoy it. What good is that? Period. He could not enjoy it the way that he should have been able to enjoy it. And that's just the bottom line.
What about for Meek? What do you make of this for Meek? Yes.
I would tell Meek again, make a record. Meek, go make a record. You do that. Go make a record. You know, go give me one of those records you did before, and it'll make it. Music has a way of making everyone forget.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and until either one of them make a record, to me, it's all rhetoric that means nothing. Because what are they really doing it for? Unless they're gonna get in the ring or do something, or you know, it's hip hop. If they see each other on the street and it gets that way, and that's what it is, and then you're gonna be like, why'd you do that? But that's hip hop. But at the end of the day, it means nothing unless, where's it going? What are you doing it for? At least when you're with John and him, that it was about music too, because he was putting out records.
I said that today. I was like, they should either have a rap battle, like they should both rap, or they should shoot a fair one, like fight, just do y'all.
5 minutes.
Is that how it goes? 5 minutes?
Give me 5 minutes. That's it.
And then it's all done.
That's how we grew up.
But people love it. They eat it up. What you gonna do?
It's crazy because it's sad.
Yeah,
it is really sad, and it's sad how we cannibalize each other for nothing. You know, and that's the problem. And again, this hip hop culture, man. I look at hip hop like a kid.
Social media too, though.
Growing up, like we're probably in our 20s right now, maybe 30s. And if you think of a human being in their 30s, they may not know exactly what they want to do still, and that's hip hop. We don't know exactly what we're doing. And that's sad because it's like, but it's part of the evolution and the growing up of the culture.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wish you luck, man. I'm excited to see what this platform does and how it evolves and
Angie,
get to know some of these artists. I can't wait.
You're looking at me right in my eyes. It's going to change the world. There's nothing that can stop me. There's nothing that can stop me. This is absolutely so needed today. See, you're in here, and you may only get the Meek Mills of the world coming here. Those independents is way more. It's so many, and that's one of the things I told Jay too. I said, you was that person. You know, don't get it fucked up.
Right.
You was that person, and he agreed. He's like, you're right. All right, that's what I know. And that's when I'm in numbers. That's who you're trying to help. In numbers, you're gonna touch all of that. In numbers.
Good.
You know.
Tell them again the website.
Please go to the website. Check me out. Adventure Music is 2 D's. ADD. VenturesMusic.com.
There it is. Chris Gotti.
Hey.
It's Power 105.1, home of the Breakfast Club. We are in the building with my guy, OG in the game. I know Chris for so long. Chris Gotti is here.
Oh, man. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Not only do I know Chris, but Chris's whole family.
Yes.
Of course, everybody knows Irv.
Angie's family.
You know, if you're just tuning in and you're just listening to your voice and don't see your face, you know that you and your brother sound almost identical.
You know, we just did a launch, and he was like, make sure he got introduced as my little brother. I make jokes. Because when we was younger, it was like, that's Chris's brother. And then we got older, and he got more famous. It became, that's Irv's brother. But that's all. I love it. It's all good. So,
what's the difference?
It's 8 of us.
And what's the age difference between you and Irv?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
So how involved were you back in the day with what he was he was doing
with Irv?
It's weird because I know you guys on a social level and I know some of the things, but in the inner workings of how everything.
You know, it's funny. Irv had a vision to be in this music business, and as an older brother, I just wanted to fulfill. And
you didn't help at all?
Of course, I helped.
Yeah. So what did you do?
In every step of the way, I built out and helped him with every facet of the music business. I helped him from money, support financially. I bought me equipment, records, whatever it took from that standpoint, got him shows, helped him out. Remember, he started as a DJ.
Right.
The problem was
I remember he was Mike Geronimo and even Jay-Z's DJ, right?
That's right. And but the problem was we didn't make money back then.
So how was you getting all that money? How were you?
Well, I went and started another business. I started a very successful construction company with me and my sister, Tina, who's also partners with me in Adventures. And we just took that business and helped Irving. But once he got into with Mike really empowering all these independents with an executive backing to show you how to monetize your business, own your business. I don't own anything. You own everything. And how to actually build out your music business.
So okay, so what do people have to do? They have to pay?
You go to my website, adventuremusic.com,
right,
and you sign up. And then once you sign up, you are able to get all these services that I have in my platform. Because you own the business, you're paying for it. From marketing, promoting, from making, mixing and mastering, any service you think you need, we can figure out how to get that for you. And I vet out all of the service providers to make sure that they're qualified to do this. And it's just, again, with the shrinking of the record labels and all the businesses that they went through and all the downsizing they went in, they started letting go all these, extremely talented people in all these areas because they didn't want to pay for them. They said, you go start your own business and we'll outsource it. But the reality, he's like just probably the biggest gambler in the world. He just gambles. He's a gambler, a professional gambler.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we were in Vegas?
I did an ESPN magazine story on him with 360, which was pretty cool and interesting.
I would love to interview Phil. So Chris is involved in many different things, many different projects, and now he has Adventures, which is his new venture.
Yes. It's my new music platform.
And why this is interesting to us is that we get this all the time from people. How do I get in the game? How do I get started? Here's a unique place, a unique way. So tell them what it is. Tell them how it works.
Oh man, so I'm a digital distribution platform with all the amenities of what a traditional record label could do for you. I get all the services that you get. The more I get into it, it's so intertwined of how detailed the music business really is. And artists don't understand that. So I'm taking it from an executive standpoint. In Geronimo, we helped him with the video and pressing of the records, the actually marketing of it, which was Video Jukebox. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes, I do.
Video, $2.99.
So you were calling all day ordering those videos.
We're the reason 900 numbers stopped being accepted from corporate America. Because we had every friend that we could think of order it after you seen Biggie Smalls video or Mary J. Blige, because we knew everyone was watching. So we said, when you see that number come up for those videos, order it. And then we just had people ordering all day, but we did it. And then we got in big trouble.
This is a family full of hustlers, by the way. Clear. Whether it's the construction business, the music business, Chris manages fighters and golf players
and poker players.
And poker players. He manages Phil Ivey, who is the world's. What is Phil Ivey? He's the world's greatest poker player. What is he?
He's looked at as the world's greatest poker player. They call him the Tiger Woods of poker.